Hey marketing leader, what's up? Today I would like to tell you all about things you have to do before you scrap your existing website. And I know it's been on your mind lately, quite a lot probably, that you just want to get rid of it and get a new one in. But before you do that, there are a few important things you have to do, you must do, so that your next website is set for success. I think that's really the bottom line here. Okay. Let's jump right into it. First of all, learn what works and what doesn't to either carry on the pieces that are good onto the next build or scrap things that hurt you, that cripple your marketing efforts, okay? You can do that in many ways. So first of all, heat maps. That's quite obvious, right? There are tools you can use for generating heat maps. We like to use Hotjar, but obviously you are free to use anything else like Crazy Egg or whatever. Thing you are looking for there are actually 3 heat maps. I don't know if you know that, but there are move heat maps, there are scroll heat maps, and click heat maps. All of them are super important and tell you different kind of information, so make sure to set them up if you haven't already. Next, you will want to analyze website traffic, and that is, exits, drop-offs, page retention time. Any kind of insight is helpful than no insight at all. So make sure you have a look at that traffic in analytics. What's going on? What's kind of the behavior? Are there any uncommon situations where people behave in an odd way on your website that you can improve on? Maybe there is a bottleneck that you didn't expect to have. There is plenty of data and plenty of tools out there to help you out with that too. I would recommend also, as a next step, to find cornerstone content to migrate to your new website. So if there are articles, landing pages, or even existing layouts of commercial orientated pages, like probably homepage or service page, you do make sure you migrate that over, okay? Because that will keep going, that will keep fueling your SEO initiative, maybe a PPC initiative, or any other kind of initiative that you might have. This works. Don't give up on it. Bring it over. And by the way, analytics will tell you which kind of content, what pages are the cornerstone. Next, launch surveys and just ask questions. Before you scrap that website, put some polls up, send out surveys, questionnaires, whatever, just to get that feedback in so you can know what kind of mistakes you should avoid. Maybe in exchange, you will also learn what works by accident. Usually people tend to complain, but it depends who is your audience, but most people complain. But get it out and learn from it. Finally, something that you might consider a bit creepy, we do that. So if you've been on our website, then whoops, watch recordings. We actually have tools to record visitor's screen, and we can then replay it and see their behavior. And it's absolutely, in my opinion, the best way to analyze how people consume your website. It's really effective. It's bias prone, but if you get a few people around the table to watch the same clip, I think you will find the common denominator, if there's anything wrong with that particular piece of content that the user was viewing or not. But watch recording, trust me, it's super. It's really cool. Okay, so that was the huge point on learn what works and what doesn't. On to the next one. If you haven't been doing any of these, then by the way, hold off and do it first. So if you haven't been tracking, haven't been installing heat maps, haven't been sending any surveys, hold off the new website. Do that first, learn, and then move on. Something not really website related, but I think it's important to say, get your brand and marketing right first. We see people coming to us for help with their website time and time again when they think they are ready for a new website, but they aren't. And what I mean by it is that, first of all, their branding is completely just in dust. What they call branding is probably just a logo, and that's hardly a branding. It's just a logo, trust me. Yes, you can take colors from the logo, but your company is not defined by your logo as such. There's more to it. There's mission, vision. They're both different, by the way. There are tone of voice, and there are things you would say or you wouldn't. Plenty goes into a branding guidelines. So first of all, sort that out. And what I mean to get marketing right is to actually think about sources of traffic that go to your website, website is in the most basic way responsible for handling that traffic, but it's not directly responsible for generating that traffic. So you generate traffic with content marketing, with CRM if you have one, or ads, or anything at all, like outbound reach, calls, anything. Are you doing any of these? Have a think. What kind of people get to your website? It's important because different actors that visit your website will need different information. If they come from your LinkedIn post, they will probably search something else than people who just found you on Google. Okay, so have a think about sources of traffic, how you market to them, what do they know before they get to your website, because it makes hell of a difference. Trust me. Next one is actually not a tip, but it's something to put a doubt in your mind. And I'm sorry for doing this, but I just don't want you to run into a rabbit hole. And this one is, do you really need a new website? That's a question to ask yourself and your team. Sometimes it's just not an answer. Sometimes what you currently have can be improved and used for your benefit, even though you think, the case is lost. I mean, depending what's the reason for the rebuild, for the revamp of a website. If it's branding, you can always just change the colors, you can always change the logo, because if the framework, the underlying storytelling, the content that you have on that website, the user experience, structure, etc. works, then probably there's no reason to change it unless you really have to. If you're thinking that your current website is not performing well in SEO, then unless you are really bad at performance, like technical performance, you probably should invest that money into content marketing rather than building a new website. Put those blogs out, create some kind of new content, I don't know, podcast, YouTube videos like this one, anything. But website might not just help you with getting what you want. So be careful. I mean, if your marketing is top notch and you clearly see that everything bounces off the website, then yes, website should be looked at. But I wouldn't assume that you have to build a new one. If you think about big brands like BBC, Amazon, Dropbox, whatever, they don't change website as such. They just reiterate it, they improve it, they switch things, test things. So just putting it out in case you want to have another think, because that's what I'm here for, just to make sure you don't make wrong decisions. Okay, and that's it from me. Let me just quickly recap what we've been just saying. So first of all, before you scrap your website, you have to learn what works and what doesn't. You can do that in many ways, but basically that's it. Get your brand and marketing right first, because when you approach an agency to build a new website, or any freelancer, or even do it yourself, you have to know who's coming to your website, how you should sound on your website, and many other things. Oh, actually, maybe a bonus point that just came to my mind. Before you scrap your website, and that's after you've decided that it's just no good for you, create a sitemap for redirects later. When you launch a new website, you will want to sort of retain that SEO juice, that traffic from the old pages to the new pages that you're going to create, because they will most likely differ in links, in URLs, and structure, etc. So it's highly likely that some links indexed by Google or posted on your social medias will break. So it's a good idea to create a map of them, a sheet of them, and apply proper redirects before you go live with the new website. So that's something that just came to my mind. But I guess it's viable and makes sense in this context of the video. I think that's all. So thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. Anything I missed, do let me know. And for now, thanks so much. See you later. Bye bye.